Morning, everyone, and thank you for joining this session. My name is Prathik Bathija, and I work as a product manager for Zoho Backstage. So, today's agenda, I'm going to quickly walk you through why you should be investing in events as a channel of marketing. And then I'll give you some best practices about how you can create delightful experiences for your attendees. I'm going to wrap it up with a few interesting updates that we released in Zoho Backstage 2.0, and I'll conclude by talking about how does it integrate with your marketing toolkit. So, there's an interesting statistic that events as a channel of marketing has a lot of benefit. Now, we in Zoho do a lot of events, right? Typically, why should someone host an event? As a brand, why should I invest in hosting events? Probably for building a brand, of course. It's also to build a community. Zoholics is now a community. And of course, to meet new prospects, meet customers, and get some leads. If we look at why do events from a marketing perspective, if I look at the marketing funnels, you can do awareness events where it could be a product launch. You could do consideration events where if your prospects are still evaluating your product, you can do roadshows, workshops, and all the way to the bottom of the funnel, you have advocacy events, which is Zoholics, user conferences where you meet your customers. This is the very first Zoholics that we had hosted way back in 2019. This is a blog post by Raju, who is our chief evangelist. And in 2009, he had posted some images about that event. In 2009, we were using Flash to upload images. We don't have those images anymore, right? In 2018, we launched Zoho Backstage at Zoholics. At this event, we used Zoho Backstage to build a website, to sell tickets, and guess what? To upload images. Fast forward to 2023. Last year, when we hosted Zoholics, it was again, guess which tool? Backstage? Yes, you got that right. Now, what we introduced very recently was an AI-based facial search. So I'm going to quickly give you a demo of it. So on the Zoholics website, there are a few images that we've uploaded. These are attendees from last year. And very soon as this event wraps up, we will be updating it with pictures from Zoholics 2024. Now, let me give you a quick demo of how this feature works. Now, there are lots of images here. So there are probably more pictures of Raju on this website, and we're going to try finding that using our AI feature. So all I do is tap on search. I can either capture a live picture or upload an existing picture. I can't capture my own picture because I'm not Raju, but let me try uploading one. Is this how Raju looks today? No. This is Raju from 10 years ago during the first Zoholics. And using his old picture, we're going to try finding Raju from 2023. Let's give it a try. We found 6 images of Raju from last year's Zoholics. Is this Raju? Is this facial search correct? Yes. This is also Raju. Yes. That's a side view of Raju. That's cool, right? So at the end of this event, all of you would be able to find your pictures on the Zoholics website and on the mobile app using this facial search feature. All right. So coming back to Zoho, why doing events? Why do we host events? Any guesses on how many events have we hosted in the last decade? In the last decade? We're about 25 years old now, but any rough guesses on how many events Zoho as a brand would have hosted? Hundreds? 1,500? We've lost count because it's almost over 1,000. Specifically, if you look at Zoholics, since Backstage was launched, we've done over 200 events using Zoho Backstage. There are other community events also that we host using Zoho Backstage. For instance, our community meetup. All our community meetups across the world are being hosted using Zoho Backstage. Our workshops, our customer experience workshops, our roadshows, CRM Plus, Zoho One, all the events have been hosted using Zoho Backstage. These are some of our upcoming events. And the point I'm trying to make is, at Zoho, we eat our own dog food, right? And when we do a lot of events, we understand the pain points of event organizers. We understand what the attendees expect. We understand how to host a successful event like Zoholic. Coming back to my presentation, when you look at an event, at the surface of it, what you see is the networking, good food, the interactions, the sessions. But there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. There are operations, there's badges, session management, agenda planning. There are a lot of unseen aspects of an event that an event organizer has to manage. And in fact, event organizing, planning an event planners is considered to be one of the most stressful jobs in the world today. Army, Navy, military, it's one of the most stressful jobs in the world. And why is it stressful, especially for event planners? Why are events stressful? Tighter deadlines, tighter budgets, juggling between multiple tools, an endless cycle of planning and replanning, right? That's the obvious. So I'll give you a quick walkthrough of how did we start Zoho Backstage. We launched Zoho Backstage in 2018 as a ticketing-only platform. In 2020, we had to pivot to virtual events because nobody was doing events in 2020. The world was shut, and we realized that unless we pivot and start supporting virtual events to support our customers, we'll not be able to survive. So we had to pivot to virtual events. In 2022, when the world was opening up, we again had to pivot to start supporting hybrid events. And now in 2024, I'm delighted to announce that we're ready for all kinds of events. Virtual events, in-person events, hybrid events, conferences, trade shows, expos, meetups, events of any size, of any type. Zoho Backstage is ready. And that's what the Zoho Backstage 2.0 update was all about. So I'm going to quickly summarize what those key updates were. So we've built a solution for each of our customer profile, right? It's not just the event planners that use Backstage. There are so many other touch points around the tool, right? You have speakers who engage with the platform. You have attendees who engage with the website and sign up and buy a ticket. You have exhibitors who are using our platform. So I'll just quickly summarize 3 significant updates in Zoho Backstage 2.0. The first update being event day operations. We've launched an interesting check-in and badging solution, which we used at the Zoholics. The second most interesting solution is enhancements to our expo management, which again, we're using at this event. And the third solution is trying to improve the attendee engagement using our platform. All right, so let's start with the first one. First impressions last, right? What's the first thing you see at an event when you arrive at an event? What's the first thing all of you saw at an event when you arrive? Registration desk, right? The registration desk experience is extremely important because that's the first impression. If we screw up the registration desk, that memory would last. Even though if we get everything else right, apart from the registration desk, you will have a memory of, oh, the registration was bad. Even though the food was great, the sessions were great, but that memory lasts. Here's a picture of our registration desk at Zoholics. I hope all of you had a delightful experience. How many of you felt it was a delightful experience to receive your badge immediately? Was it convenient? Was it seamless? Is there anyone who felt that, oh, it was very slow, the printers were bulky, I could not find my QR code? That's what we've been optimizing. So, typically at most events, the registration is a bottleneck where we've seen practices like some events still use a name tag to write your name. Some event planners pre-print all the badges and arrange it alphabetically, and then it's a nightmare to find those badges. So in Zoho Backstage, we have a badge builder using which you can design your badges. There's a QR code that you can place, which can be used for check-in and lead scanning. We have support for on-demand badge printing. The printers that we used at this Zoholics were being sponsored by Choose to Rent, one of our partners. I'll talk about them in a bit. And we're also ready for touchless check-in. Remember the face search feature that I talked about? It also works as a check-in solution. So if you have all your profile pictures into the system, all you have to do is walk up to a kiosk, click your picture, and you can check in. And you have your badge printed right away. And then we have the zones. Now, in this event, we have different sections across the venue. You have the expo hall, you have workshops, you have paid workshops, you have media events. What we can do is we can create a zone and track attendance to each zone accordingly. Right now, we're only tracking the event check-in, which all of you might have scanned your badge when you arrived. But we now also have support for the nuances of, hey, I want to check in people who are attending the workshop. Or, hey, I want to check in people who enter the expo hall. We have support for that. And I'm happy to announce that we are strengthening our partnership with Choose to Rent. We met them last year at an event. Dennis, the CEO of Choose to Rent, is here. They have a booth at the expo hall. So what is Choose to Rent? Dennis, would you like to talk about it briefly? Can we mic you up?
Surprised, yes. Thank you for mentioning us. So we partnered with Zoho, and we've been working for about 2 years to help them integrate the hardware, because Zoho obviously is very well known for delivering excellent software. But again, when you do open a registration desk, you need the hardware at the registration desk to print the badges. And as it was mentioned, we deliver the printers, we deliver the iPads, all the technology, including networking, that is required in order to print badges and use Zoho Backstage at the registration desk.
Thank you, Dennis. More about Choose to Rent at the booth downstairs. Make sure that you visit their booth and get a live demo of how the Zoho Backstage badge printing solution works using our trusted hardware partner, Choose to Rent. All right, moving on to the next session. This is very famous quote. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. Any guesses who said this quote? Abraham Lincoln? Yeah? All right. So I'm going to move on to the expo management solution, right? What we've seen at most trade shows, the entire floor planning experience is a mess. They're still using pen and paper to chart out the event diagram. And especially if you're exhibiting at such an event, it becomes a nightmare to try and figure out where your booth is or which particular booth location are you trying to book. So what we've done is we've tried to optimize the entire experience by introducing a dynamic event diagramming tool through which event planners can design their own floor plan, have it embedded on the website so that any prospective exhibitors that visit the website, they can visualize the floor plan, they can look at all the other zones, they can look at the optimal booth location and just book through the website directly. Here's a quick demo of how our floor planner feature works. All you have to do is drag and drop, add elements, add the booths, and your floor plan is ready. In fact, on the Zoholics website right now, there is a floor plan which was built using, of course, any guesses? Backstage, where you can visualize the floor plan, look at all the booths, and if you had looked at this floor plan a few months ago, it would be empty for prospective exhibitors to apply. We've strengthened our expo management solution by introducing features such as letting our exhibitors manage their own profile. This is how it looks like in our website. All the exhibitors, by default, get exclusive access to something called the exhibitor space, where they can upload their profile, add images, add collaterals, add videos, invite other booth members, and a lot more. So this is the Zoholics website. I am now logged in as an exhibitor. There is something called as the exhibitor space. And once I click on the exhibitor space, I have a booth called Zoho Backstage, where I can add other members, upload collaterals, add videos, add a banner, and it would instantly reflect on the website. Let me show you how this works. So I'm right now on the Experience Center page. And when I click on Zoho Backstage, it's an empty profile. Now, as an exhibitor, I want to enrich this profile. This is my brand page. I want to showcase my products and services. Typically, what happens at events is you email the logo to the event organizer. You send them some video links, you attach collaterals, and then it takes forever to be up on the website. What we've done is empowered exhibitors to upload their own videos and collaterals. So I simply go to the exhibitor space, go to the booth materials, and I can upload a collateral. So let me pick a file. So I'm going to add the Zoho Backstage brochure. I can also add promotional banners on the website. So there's a new section called promotional banner where I can upload my own images and add a custom CTA so that they can be redirected to your brand's website. So let me quickly show you how that works. So I'm uploading a banner here called the Green Room and a custom button which redirects to Zoho.com. And it instantly syncs on the website. So I'm just going to go to the exhibitor center page, open the Zoho Backstage booth. The banner is here, the collateral is here. If you open the Zoholics mobile app now, you'll find these banners and images, right? So we're again trying to eliminate the bottleneck. There's no back and forth of, hey, you got the wrong logo. Can I send a revised version of my brochure? Can I add another video? All of that hassle has been eliminated by empowering exhibitors through the exhibitor space. Next, moving on. What do you think is the most optimal way of measuring ROI for an exhibitor? The size of the booth? The number of people at the booth? Leads, right? So, have you been to trade shows where you've seen a fishbowl when you drop a business card? Have you been to trade shows where they collect your business card and scribble something on the notes as notes? We've identified that pain point. We've experienced that at trade shows where it is a very inefficient process to just get your lead scanned. So what we've done is we've introduced a lead scanning app in Zoho Backstage, which we've been using at this event. And it's a very simple mobile app where all you have to do is scan the QR code, qualify the lead, add notes, and you're done. You can export the leads from the mobile app, and it's also available on the exhibitor space. Last year, we hosted a very large event in India. It's called the India Mobile Congress. It was one of Asia's largest events, which had more than 250 exhibitors and over 100,000 attendees. We made a case study out of this event and applied to an award at Event Tech Live, and we were the top winners. We won the award for the best event tech solution in 2023. I'm going to move on to the third and the final aspect of what is new in Zoho Backstage, engagement. So what we've done this year is we're trying to introduce newer solutions so that attendees can stay engaged throughout the event. How many of you used it to just plan the agenda, to bookmark a session? Right? There's quite a few, right? So what we're trying to do is make sure that attendees stay connected to the event. It could be simple actions like favoriting a session, planning your agenda, participating in the leaderboard, and networking with other attendees. We've partnered with Zia, and we have an AI matchmaking algorithm where we will profile the attendees based on your actions in the app, based on your company, your designation, and recommend you relevant profiles. If you're using the Zoholics app, if you head over to the networking page, you will notice a screen that says profile recommendations. Those are by Zia. That's the AI matchmaking feature I talked about. You can find relevant profiles, you can chat with other attendees, you can book meetings. For this particular event, we've turned off chat meetings. And is this a slide that you're able to relate to? I'm happy that I'm not seeing any one of you asleep here, so all right. So to help attendees stay engaged and connected to the event, and to help organizers drive engagement at sessions, we've introduced some gamification in the app, and I can give you a quick demo of the app. So this is how the mobile app would look like. And if you're hosting an event, you can get to manage a custom branded app. All you have to do is let us know what's the name of your brand. We will sync all your events and deliver a custom branded app for you, exclusive for your brand, just like we have one for Zoholics. So all your attendees would have to do is sign into the app. There's a multi-factor authentication. They receive an OTP and they're into the app. Does this app look familiar? Same like Zoholics. We've templatized this mobile app, and all we need is a couple of weeks to deliver this app. If you tell us today that you need a custom branded app, in 2 weeks, we will deliver this to you. Available both on Play Store and App Store. Do any of you have an interest in this app in the next 2 weeks? I see a lot of hands. Yeah, I'll talk to you after the event, or you can meet us at marketing booth downstairs. All right. So, since most of you have already used the app, I'm going to skip this part, but I'll quickly show some of the other engagement aspects of the app. We're running the sessions on Backstage. We have the ability to run polls using Zoho Backstage at a session level, at an event level. We can collect feedback through the app. We can scan other attendees through the app. How many of you have used the badge scan feature? All you have to do is, if you're interested in meeting or networking the next person next to you, scan their badge and you'll have their contact details on your phone. All right, moving on. This is the final aspect of my presentation where I'm going to be talking about how it all stacks up into your existing marketing tech, right? So how many of you are using Marketing Plus Zoho One? Campaigns, CRM, Sales IQ, PageSense. So the good news is we are well integrated with the existing marketing tech stack at Zoho. So for instance, we have an integration with PageSense. So the event website that you have, we can track website visitors. We can look at heat maps. We can find out where's the traffic coming from. We're integrated with Sales IQ. So if you want to add a chatbot to your website, you can integrate with Sales IQ as well. We also integrate with CRM. So you can push all your attendee registrations to CRM and then follow up again with some workflows through CRM. And if none of these apps are relevant, you can build your own integration using the custom function feature that we have in Backstage. It could be any use case. For example, if you're selling a ticket, you want to also sell them a goodie. You can build a custom function, integrate it with inventory, have that goodie delivered to their address. There are endless use cases possible using custom. This is how we wish all event planners a state of calm and peace where it's not a stressful job. It's not rocket science. You just have to plan, replan. The plans will evolve. Deadlines will get deadly. The budgets will hit you at some point. But don't stress if plan A fails. There are 25 other letters in the alphabet. That note, thank you very much for listening to me.